Now, Litsa's joining us. World AIDS Day it is today, and papers are talking about the HIV epidemic here in France.
That's right, Stuart. Well, the disease has been discovered nearly half a century ago, but there is still widespread misinformation. That's what the French TV channel BFM here reports. For example, 1 out of 4 people still believe that kissing on the mouth can transmit the disease. 36% believe that the virus can be transmitted if 2 people drink from the same glass or by a mosquito bite, and more than 8 out of 10 people think that unprotected sex with an HIV-positive person who is undergoing treatment can transmit the disease. And BFM explains that actually, when taken correctly, the treatment prevents HIV-positive people from transmitting the virus, even during unprotected sex. And the conversation here has even more stats on the virus. It interviewed the epidemiologist Dominique Castiola, and she says that in France in 2023, more than 180,000 people were living with HIV. And we can see here on the map how the virus is spreading. Of course, most of those carrying the disease are in the Île-de-France region or in Paris and around Paris. 162 cases per 1 million inhabitants, Stuart.
Now, next to the Israeli papers, they're reacting to Benjamin Netanyahu's pardon request over the weekend.
That's right. Different opinions here. For example, left-wing paper Haaretz says that the only sensible answer to Netanyahu's pardon request is a resounding no. And the article says that even though he is asking for pardon, he isn't willing to admit anything, and continues to say that the cases against him were, quote, fabricated. And the paper says that his request is, quote, an aggressive act by someone who seeks to exploit the institution of the pardon and abolish justice. The Jerusalem Post, however, doesn't share the same opinion. It says pardoning Netanyahu is an imperfect but necessary end to the PM's long legal saga. The opinion piece says that the deeper question is what prolonging the trial is actually going to do to the country. And it says that ending it might finally allow Israel to move on. The Jerusalem Post then says that it's time to close the chapter, not for Netanyahu, but for the whole country.
Let's shift gears a little bit from politics now to sociology. What's this about?
That's a very, very fancy way to put it, Stuart.
I did my best.
Yeah, I'm actually going to tell you all about the Sunday Scaries.
The Sunday Scaries?
Yeah.
What are they?
Have you experienced the Sunday Scaries?
Well, I don't know what they are yet.
Okay, I'm going to tell you first. So the Sunday Scaries is that dreadful feeling that we all get on Sunday, late afternoon.
Yes, I have, definitely.
So we start to feel anxious, we start to check our emails. Some people experience insomnia, anxiety, loss of productivity and motivation. And so the magazine says that if you experience this, Stuart, you have to actually talk to your bosses about it, because many people actually go through it. 80% of the Americans said that they experienced the Sunday Scaries.
Right.
And you need to do something about it, because otherwise you might leave your job.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. But I've had Sunday Scaries since I was at school, years. But you always get
That's what the figures are saying, Stuart.
Okay.
And another thing that you can do is set better boundaries between your work-life balance.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should do that. Finally, Alyssa's got some good news for us. Cheer us up. Stop those Sunday Scaries. Monday opposite of Scaries.
I'm gonna talk about love. You know, that's my favorite topic. A widow and a widower fell in love during water aerobics. So it's these two. Yep, they actually got married in the pool.
Very sweet.
So they met 3 years ago, and they were like splashing each other, flirting. They went on a date, but they were like, no, I don't want to get married, you know, I'm grieving. But love was stronger, and Here they are, happily married in the pool. And the whole ceremony actually took around 15 minutes. They didn't have that much time because they had their 10 a.m. Water aerobics class.
Exactly. What I love is I was going to say, I love all the congregation, as it were, in the pool with them
It looks
as well.
a bit like a weird sect, but I can assure you it's just a wedding. And they're called Marlene and Edward. And so Marlene gave us some life advice, and she said that we shouldn't take life too seriously and life is just too short.
Very, very true. Agree with those sentiments very much.